On Thursday, January the 9th, 25, Al-Quds Brigades, the military wing of the Islamic Jihad movement, released footage showing the detonation of an Israeli military vehicle in eastern Jabalia refugee camp, northern Gaza, after luring a convoy of military vehicles into a minefield. We'll talk and discuss more about this in a second. Just to remind you before that, most of my viewers are not subscribed. Consider subscribing if you are not subscribed yet. The video captured the preparation of Thaqib anti-tank explosive devices, which were carried, planted, and camouflaged along the route the Israeli military vehicles were expected to take. A field commander from the brigades explained that the explosives were planted after receiving information about an approaching Israeli military convoy near the civil administration site in eastern Jabalia. This is nothing new. We have seen this kind of operation. That's what they call it, a special operation, on a regular basis, and I have reported on a lot of this in my other videos. The footage also showed detailed monitoring of the Israeli vehicles before they reached the ambush area. The explosives were detonated directly hitting one of the vehicles, causing smoke and fire to erupt from it. And they have lost, according to one report, 3 soldiers, but I think the losses are way too many. On the evening of Wednesday, January 8th, the Israeli military announced the death of 3 soldiers and the injury of 3 others during battles in northern Gaza. They have also reported only last week, not even last week, few days ago, losing another 3 soldiers. So it is happening very, very fast. Altogether, in the last 1 week, they have lost at least a dozen of their terrorists. According to the Israeli newspaper Yediot Ahronot, the soldiers died after explosive placed on a tank in Beit Hanun detonated. A preliminary investigation by the Israeli media revealed that the explosion occurred on a tank, killing 3 soldiers and injuring 3 others, 1 critically. We will actually be seeing a negotiation very, very soon, because what is happening right now is nothing short of a disaster. I also want to share with you guys this particular news from Iran. Let's talk about this. So, Brigadier General of Iran, Ghadir Rahimzadeh, stated on Monday that the air defense forces from the army and the Islamic Revolution Guards Corps, IRGC, will stage a joint large-scale war game in coming days, which they already held. But what was very, very interesting is that they have now installed a special missile system or air defense system in and around those sensitive sites of nuclear program that they're conducting. He noted that the Army and IRGC air defense units have stationed a series of new systems which are unknown to the enemies near the sensitive centers of Iran, adding that the equipment will be employed in the upcoming military exercise. What we understand from this, guys, is very, very simple. Iran is sending a message to Israel that you dare us to attack, let's do it. Remember, Israel, when they attacked on October, I believe October 25th or 15, I don't remember the night, when they attacked Iran, they said and claimed that they have destroyed Iranian air base, only to find out now that they have installed new air defense system. The forces participating in the drill will be practicing the skills they have been trained in during the past year, the general stated, noting the exercises are designed considering the enemy's movements and the Iranian air defense needs. Some other reports are suggesting that Iran is actually preparing for, some other kind of war, i.e. that war could be against Turkey, but these are all just speculation. Now, a lot of the time, as I said in my other videos, we do not hear the actual news from ITF. Their casualties, even when they attacked Iran, they did not know exactly what happened. Nevertheless, they came up with their own propaganda news, but what is happening in Israel, inside of Israel, nobody knows, because the casualties that I said, at least a dozen, could be hugely deflated simply because we do not know anything from the Zionist state, fake state of Israel. This is why it is also coming on the news. They have reported this Israeli military now they have placed new restrictions on media coverage of soldiers on active combat duty amid growing concern at the risk of legal action against reservists traveling abroad over allegations of involvement in war crimes. One guy he fled to Brazil, then he went to Argentina, and he's facing legal charges against him in both countries. I mean, I was shocked to see Argentina, the Hind Raja Foundation, they were able to chase him in Brazil. Now they are also chasing him in Argentina. Good job. Keep up the good work. The move came after an Israeli reservist vacationing in Brazil left the country abruptly when a Brazilian judge ordered federal police to open an investigation following allegations from a pro-Palestinian group that had committed war crimes while serving in Gaza. We already had a lot of gag orders going on for the media in Israel. Now that these rats, they're facing charges overseas, we're going to be seeing more of these gag orders. So the Zionist state, they are now absolutely desperate. What they're doing? Well, they're minding not their own business but somebody else's business. They are now going into Syria to decide its future. The Israeli ministers meet to discuss division of Syria. Basically, they are now holding meetings as to how to tackle the threat coming from Syria. Israeli ministers have reportedly met this week to discuss classified plans to promote the division of Syria into provincial regions. The news outlet Israel Hayom reported that Defense Minister Israel Katz chaired a small ministerial meeting on Tuesday focused on Turkish involvement in Syria and concerns about the intentions of Syria's de facto leader, HTS Commander al-Shara. What is happening? Well, they don't know how to tackle this new threat. They believe that this could be the end of the Zionist state. They could face existential threat if they do not counter it as soon as possible. During the meeting, which was held before an upcoming discussion with Prime Minister Netanyahu, the ministers also reportedly discussed an Israeli plan first revealed by Middle East Eye in December. Under this plan, Syria would have divided into provincial regions or cantons, which Israel Hayom described as a way to safeguard quote-unquote security and rights of all Syrian ethnic groups, end quote, including the Druze and Kurdish populations. How dare they? How dare they go and decide for Syria? How dare they? I mean, how shameless these people are. How shameless. I mean, when Mossad agents said, we run the show from behind the scene, actually, they're right. They tried to run the show. This time, they're not going to be successful because Syrian people, they know Israel to their bones. They have seen them because they are their neighbor. And they have seen what they have done in Gaza. Eli Cohen, Israel's energy and infrastructure minister, reportedly suggested that this proposal should be examined at an international conference convened by Israel. Wow. So Israel is asking people to come together and join them to decide the future of Syria so that they can weaken Syria, so that Syria will never have any weapon, any arm, just like Palestine. And the moment Syrians will take up arms and they will have a military, then Israel will be like, oh, these are terrorists, just like they designated Hamas as terrorists. This is what the US will follow too. Yeah, Syria can never have military because think about this. It's exactly what this is what they want. Israel, the Zionists, they do not want a military in Syria whatsoever, because if they do have a military, and this is what Turkey is trying to establish, a military in Syria, which is very, very important. I mean, every country has the right to defend themselves, right? Oh my God. But for Israel, no country has the right to defend itself because we fear we might come under attack. Unbelievable. These lunatics, I mean, it just passed my blood. Reportedly suggested, so Israel Energy and Infrastructure Minister reportedly suggested that this proposal should be examined at an international conference convened by Israel, though Israeli politicians know that any initiative associated with their country is likely to face significant resistance within Syria. They're not going to only face resistance, they're going to face the gun. I mean, I'm pretty sure Syrians will stand up. And this is absolute shamelessness. This is absolute shamelessness, what they're doing. Now, looks like Donald Trump is siding with, the right people at the moment. He is waking up to this reality that these Zionists, they are scumbags and nothing will satisfy them, nothing will make them happy. So what Donald Trump did is this. So US President-elect Donald Trump shared a video on his Truth Social platform Wednesday that shows Columbia University professor Jeffrey Sachs criticizing Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu for his obsessive efforts to involve US in war with Iran. Is he waking up? I hope so. If not, it will be a huge mistake. The video snipped from one of Sachs' lectures critiques U.S. foreign policy and examines the motives behind the 2003 invasion of Iraq. Sachs alleges that the push for war stemmed from Netanyahu's long-standing strategy to dismantle regimes supporting groups like Hamas and Hezbollah. Quote, "Where did the war come from?" This is what Jeffrey Sachs, he wrote. "You know what? It's quite surprising. That war from Netanyahu actually, that war came from Netanyahu actually," Sachs said in the video, which delves into the pretext for the Iraq invasion. And this is what Donald Trump, he has posted on his social media platform, the Truth Social. Again, Donald Trump, I hope that he will sooner than later realize the danger of this Zionist state of Israel, which means only the defense of the state itself and nobody else. Nobody has the right to defend themselves. Everybody who will take up our arm or have a military will be considered as terrorists, and they will designate those militaries as terrorists, just like they have designated, I think, IRGC, Iranian Revolutionary Guard Corps, is also labeled as terrorists by the Zionist forces. Unbelievable, pathetic, and shameful. No doubt about that. Some comments here. Noor Ansari, thank you guys. Viva, Joe, Emmy, thank you guys. See you in the next video. Have a wonderful day.